screaming till you're breathless, till other voices drown. We ain't backing down. Oh, our time is now. Don't wanna keep the light. Don't wanna feel the fire. Tell me what to do. Hey, hey. Listen to my heart. It's leading me from my door. Tell me what to do.
All right, what's up YouTube? I'm really excited to give you guys a review of my 2015 Volkswagen GTI. And this car I bought about 6 months ago, and I have a little more than 30,000 miles on it now. So I want to get right to it. This car is a base GTI, two-door. They don't make two doors anymore. It is a DSG, which I've explained in other videos. So it's really fun to drive. I know most people say, oh, manual this, manual that, but trust me, when you live where I live and you have all this traffic, this DSG is a lifesaver. Plus, it shifts faster than you can in a manual. It's like you don't really need a manual anymore. I had a manual before, and then I got into this vehicle. I was like, hey, I'm not missing much. There's a lot of space in here. Don't, be fooled by the dimensions of the exterior, but man, it's still a very small car. Now you can fold those seats back and get a ton of stuff in here. I've gotten patio chairs, furniture, all types of stuff back there. So you can just fold those down, and in a pinch you can get most items that you need into the back, plus the hatch if you need something longer. The styling of it is not in your face. It's not Boy Racer. It's not Focus RS or WRX. It doesn't have a big spoiler on the back or something that shouts, hey, I'm speeding or I'm doing this, and I can zip in and out of traffic and nobody gives two shits. Out on the highway, this thing still gets excellent fuel economy. I've been driving around like a normal person before, and I've gotten 35 miles to the gallon on a tank of gas. So that's, average, stop and go, which I have to do a lot of, and then being out on the highway. This is pretty impressive to me that if you just drive it normally, you get really great fuel economy. In my opinion, Volkswagen has the best interiors in the business as far as they look quality, they feel quality, there's no squeaks, there's no rattles. I mean, most people who get in this car, they think it costs way more than it actually does. And that's a plus for me because, if you spend all this money on a car, it should feel nice on the inside. That's what turned me off on some of its competitors. I know that they have a price point they have to hit. I know that this has a price point as well. So I don't really knock cars on having not great interiors, but when I get in a car that has a really good interior, it's a plus for me. The number one thing that I really like about this car over its competitors is the turn-in. Now, I test drove a BRZ, and the turn-in on that is really sharp, really crisp, probably the best in the segment of 30 to maybe even $50,000 cars. This to me felt a close second. The weighting in normal is perfect. The feedback it's kind of muted, to be honest, but it's still great. And then when I drove everything else in its segment, this felt the best. I know the Focus had really good quick turn in, but the rest of it was not great. There's torque steer, there's all types of stuff, and I didn't like it at all. This is perfect. This almost feels like hydraulic steering. Aside from having the other modes, which kind of throws that out the window, this feels great. All it takes is just one turn and you'll be sold. I promise you'll be sold. This thing is great. A little more action on me. Get a little more. There you go. At the end of the day, this is all the car that you need. I mean, honestly, you don't need anything more than this. Radar going off in the parking garage. Okay. So, are there faster cars? Yeah. Are there slower cars? Duh. Are there more expensive cars? Yeah. Are there cheaper cars? Yeah. So all around in this segment, this is the best all around. This is what I will say. This car is more well-rounded, more focused. It's been refined over constant iterations. Again, this is the Mark 7. They're already at the 7.5 mark. I really can't wait to see what they do with the Mark 8. It's gonna be pretty fucking epic, I believe, because this car is damn good as it is. There's nothing more that you need a car to do. This car does everything. You can get people in here, you can get stuff in here, you can get pets in here. You can put stuff on the roof with those sweet ass roof racks. You can customize it any way you want to, and out of the box, it drives exactly the way you would think a sport compact or a hot hatch would drive. It's fun. Every day is fun driving this thing. I don't think you would get that type of enjoyment out of something with more power. I don't think that's the recipe. More power doesn't solve everything. More power is fun, but it doesn't make up for any shortcomings that your car would have otherwise. So there's always a trade-off. I think that's probably the best selling point. I think that's why people across the globe love these things, because at the end of the day, it's still a people mover. It moves them fast, but it's still great. You can take this car to work. You can take it to a nice little autocross. You can take it to the track if you want to, and it'll do it. It'll do it with no complaints, and it'll do it every time. And I think that's the best selling point of why the GTI is so good. Why you always hating? Sorry guys, I talked to my radar detector. Don't act like you don't either. I know you do. It's so hard to look at this camera. It's over here and the screen's over there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Am I the only one that jams the e-brake up even though I have a fucking automatic? Who cares? Hey, you. One person watching my videos. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Share. I appreciate it. Have a good one. You're a good guy.